Today is April 3rd, and the title of today's quote is Desire. And this quote is very simple. If you want to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, nothing will stop you. If you don't want to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, nothing can help you. And I'm sure you have this experience, that no matter how good the instructions you receive are, no matter how good the association you receive is, no matter how good the festival was, no matter how good the kirtan was, if you don't want to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, that's not really going to help you much. Of course, it's eternally beneficial, but if there is some resistance on your part, if you're focused on enjoying the material world or being separate from Kṛṣṇa or in some way resistant to the process of Kṛṣṇa consciousness, then all the good environmental influences ultimately will have very little effect. In the Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj said, he stated this point, he said, Matirna Kṛṣṇa paratasvato va. Matirna Kṛṣṇa means your inclination towards Kṛṣṇa will not be aroused by anyone or anything or any circumstance or even by your own effort, if you're determined to not be Kṛṣṇa conscious, or he said, if you're determined to enjoy separately from Kṛṣṇa. But the good news is the very opposite is true. Even if the environment is not perfect, even if you don't always get the best association, even if where you're living is not ideal, if you want to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, you can. And the example that Prabhupada gives is Prahlad Maharaj, who was born in the family of atheists, who went to a school which was particularly designed to make one an atheist. Obviously not a good environment. And Prabhupada pointed out that he was completely Kṛṣṇa conscious. And Prabhupada pointed out that to prove that the environmental considerations, although important, still cannot undermine the Kṛṣṇa consciousness of a person who in their heart wants to be Kṛṣṇa conscious. So maybe at your work or school or in your life, your environment is not always conducive. But we must always remember that if we want to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, nothing ultimately can stop us. And if we don't want to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, nothing can ultimately help us. It works both ways. It's a very, very important realization, because if we don't understand this, then we'll always think, I have to put myself in ideal Kṛṣṇa conscious environments to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, which of course it's not a bad idea to find ideal environments, but to think only by being in that environment you will be Kṛṣṇa conscious is not the complete story. So, contrarily, to think that I can't be Kṛṣṇa conscious unless the environment is perfect is also an illusion. And if we think this way, the interesting thing that'll happen is when we're not in a Kṛṣṇa conscious environment, we'll just kind of give into it and give up and thinking, well, I can't be Kṛṣṇa conscious in this environment, so why should I even try to be Kṛṣṇa conscious in this environment? So if you think a toxic environment or an environment is not healthy for Kṛṣṇa consciousness, it's very likely you won't try to be Kṛṣṇa conscious in that environment. You've probably been in situations like that. So this quote is simply meant to say that everything is dependent on our desire, our sincerity. And no matter where we are, no matter what situation we've come from, no matter where we're going, if we sincerely want to be Kṛṣṇa conscious, Kṛṣṇa will fulfill that desire and we'll get it. Because we want it, he'll give it to us. And if we don't want it, ultimately, nothing can help us more than our own desire. Like a lot of times, devotees say, give me your blessings, and I say something that they weren't expecting. I say, bless yourself. Kṛṣṇa has given you independence. The greatest blessing you can give or get, ultimately, maybe not the greatest blessing you can get, but a great blessing you can give yourself is to take advantage of that independence and utilize it for advancing in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. How do you bless yourself? Chanting, hearing, and so forth. But the ultimate blessing is you want to advance, so bless yourself by doing the things that will help you advance. And if you have Desire, your desire is strong, that's what you'll do. So you'll be a self-blesser. Not that you shouldn't want the blessings of the senior Vaishnavas, but you should always be blessing yourself. So, today, do as much as you can to bless yourself, to prove that you desire to be Krishna conscious, and then you will see that nothing can get in the way of your spiritual advancement. Hare Krishna.